going on, my BL Fujoshis? And we are back with another good as BL Manhwa to recap and react. We are definitely getting into the manhwa called Backlight. And baby, this manhwa is everything. And I know it's a level of controversy regarding this BL manhwa, but please be open-minded. Over here, we are loving Inseo because we understand that there's a backstory to his level of manipulation with a level of narcissism. But there is a backstory that built this, seemed to be red flag, but he's not a red flag, baby. He's not a red flag. I haven't personally gave him a flag yet because I'm still working it out. I'm still working out the kinks because we are still getting some character development on him. We don't really know, and I need more of a backstory on who hurt him. Who hurt him? I need to know. But we are going to get into the nitty-gritties of Backlight. And if you are reading it, drop your comments below. Guys, if you want to know more about the BL Manhwas that I am getting into and also deep conversation, check out my Discord, the Hippie Fujoshi, and join the context of a beautiful conversation that I'm having with other BL Fujoshis out there, which Backlight was definitely a recommendation from an amazing person from my Discord, and I am so happy that they recommended Backlight because we are loving it, and it's nothing like a good recommendation. You in a space where we are letting each other know about a few good reads and we all are enjoying it, to where I can come here and share some of those BL recommendations with you guys who may not be privy to know about it. So let's jump on into it and let's talk about it. Now, Backlight is a beautiful love story about Inseo and Yeongwoon, who go way back to when they were relatively in middle school, and they roughly only really spent a year close to each other, but within a year they manifest so many great memories and beautiful magical love that was budding, a fighting love, a love of protecting one another in different forms and saving each other in those moments that their love took a tragic pause, and now they are reconnected as adults. And we're getting to the nitty-gritties on what the hell actually happened and to why they separated each other abruptly out of nowhere, to where one felt abandoned and basically left by the other, but to a point had some understanding to why it happened to him. Now, Inseo is a model and Yeongwoon is a manager for a model. And how it starts is Yeongwoon has his model at the point who's Hyun. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But we're going to go with it. So Hyun was Yeongwoon's first model that he was managing, and at that point in time he was hearing from the men at the top of the ladder that Hyun was possibly a part of a scandal, dealing with somebody that can possibly ruin his reputation as far as getting deals and business through the management company that he worked with. Now, in the midst of Yeongwoon finding out who Hyun was messing with, he finds out that the person he's dealing with is Inseo, who is a person from his past who he experienced some first-time sexual experiences with when he was younger. So it's a blast from the past. He didn't expect to see this person, but he sees this person and he hopes that he doesn't see him. At the end of the day, Inseo kind of does see Yeongwoon, and they meet again on fruition of Inseo. Later on, Inseo asks Yeongwoon to be his manager, where Yeongwoon declines because he is very professional and he is loyal to Hyun, where there's an incident that happens that Hyun's past of his little scandal comes out, and Yeongwoon is no longer his manager, which leaves him to be the manager of Inseo. And they are rekindling and picking up where they left off, where also Inseo has a lot of questions onto why Yeongwoon just disappeared, why he didn't meet him at the airport. We also learn things about their past as far as how they got together and the reason why they even formed a friendship, being that their friendship budded from the hate that Inseo had for his adoptive brother Jang-woo. Now Jang-woo is a devil on a whole nother level. He starts so much shit, and to a level he was jealous of Yang-woo because he was good at judo. Yang-woo's father owned a dojo and he was really good at judo, and Jang-woo is Inseo's adopted brother, who basically we don't really know what his illness is, but he had basically a crippling illness to where he was a very sickly child, and his parents adopted Inseo, and he, to a point, my opinion, felt like his family was replacing him with Inseo. So that's why he had some ill feelings towards Inseo, and he made his life horrible. He made it so that he didn't have friends. He made it so that he always felt like he was a burden on their family, as if he was a form of charity. He did not want him to get comfortable, and he did not want him to feel loved by the family. And at the end of the day, his father wasn't helping, where he felt the same way as his son. And also the mother was crazy, okay? She really moved like she just wanted a son that wasn't sick and that she can parade around. So it's really weird, but he was really in a toxic family, unfortunately. And like I said, this is the reason why I think he turns out the way he is. Now, Jang-woo is very promiscuous. I think he's older, but he's very promiscuous. He exposed Inseo to a lot of things, sex, drugs, but not a lot of cash. But they're rich, so it's sex, drugs, and cash. I'm just joking. And everything above, he is just exposing Inseo to a wild, crazy life, because he ain't got much to give, since he ain't gonna be living that long. So through all of this, Yang-woo and Inseo become friends, because Inseo figures if he become friends with Jang-woo's enemy, he will eventually leave him alone and be able to just live a normal life. But it doesn't work that way. Inseo ends up falling for Yang-woo, especially when he sees that Yang-woo defends him when somebody tries to out his personal life. And he see how Yang-woo defends him and stands up for him. And in that moment is where the deep attraction, eventually to love, starts to procure, and they spend a lot of time with each other and do a lot of first things with each other. And in those moments, Inseo decided to be there for Yang-woo, and he just wanted to be a place where it's just them two, and where they just love on each other, and it's just nobody else that can infiltrate their bubble. At the end of the day, he was in a toxic family where Yang-woo's father was physically abusive and also owned debt, which introduced Taegyu, who is one of the debt collectors, but eventually becomes a big brother to Yang-woo. And we learned that Yang-woo eventually knows who Taegyu is, and he knows what type of shit his father got himself into. Because at first you're like, do he even know? But what I will say to you guys is this read is a really good read. And we're at a point where we need some answers on to exactly what happened. What happened that day? We are learning that Jang-woo was behind the scenes, and he did something to Yang-woo to the point that their mother had to pay off Yang-woo's father for them not to go public about him getting severely we don't know how bad the beat was, but also we're privy to know that Jang-woo also revealed to his family that Inseo and Yang-woo were doing some freaky neaky things in the house via video. So who knows exactly what Inseo's adoptive mother basically spoke with Yang-woo's father about, and the reason why Yang-woo just mysteriously disappeared when Inseo went on a trip and he came back and he was no longer there. So it's a lot of blanks we have to fill in. And also, what exactly to a point happened to Yang-woo's father? I don't think we get context on what happened to him and what's the story on that. But they both relatively came from toxic families, just on different levels. But Yang-woo was being physically abused by his dad. and the fact that Inseo was in a toxic family, and Inseo just wanted to protect Yeongwoo because he knew that Yeongwoo's father was physically abusive, and it was just crazy to him how Yeongwoo always made excuses for his dad. So when I tell you guys this is a really good read, I would tell you guys to go check it out. Backlight was a really good recommendation, and like I said, it's a little controversy on whether how you view Inseo as a red flag or yellow flag. I would say take your time, just be a relatively open-minded, and just read. And I think that throughout the chapters, he's developing as a character, so I don't really know what type of flag he is, but just be open-minded to the story. Guys, you already know, if you like, love, and enjoy our amazing recap react on BL Manhwas and BL Animes, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to know when we upload new videos. Also, don't forget to join our Discord. Join our Discord and jump in the conversation of BL Manhwas, where we go in deep conversations of the manhwas that we love. Also, check us out on TikTok and Manhwa Mondays on Facebook. Soon we will be on Twitch. But until then, guys, be you, be amazing, and most importantly, be safe in these crazy streets. Late as my beautiful BL Fujoshi.